Good morning, everyone. It's Lee Henson, president and founder of Agiledad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Stand-Up. So without any further ado, let's get started. It's Friday, and it's time for another uplifting Friday episode. I want to start by saying there are very few speeches or presentations that I've heard that genuinely move me. But there was one in particular, and it's been around for a little while. It's from Admiral McRaven, and he gave this as a commencement speech to a group of people who were graduating from college. And he talked about the things that they could do to change the world. And he put together a top 10 list of things that we can do to change the world. Coming in at number 1 at that list is start the day with a task completed. Now, we've all heard Mark Twain say, eat the live frog first. You know, he takes it a different way. He says when he was serving the military, obviously, he was in Navy SEAL training, and they would always do bed inspection. And when they did bed inspection, he said it had to be perfect, it had to be crisp, the corners had to be perfect, everything had to be as it should be. He says, and it was a pain. It wasn't fun doing it. He says, but no matter how bad your day was, he says, when you got back, you would always have a well-groomed, well-made bed. And it was just really interesting to me that he says, the simple things make a difference. So start the day with a task completed, and that'll motivate you to complete and do other things. I thought that was good. Number 2 is find someone to help you through life. Now, I know a lot of people who try to do everything on their own, and you can't do everything on your own. You need your peers, your friends, your coworkers, other people to uplift you and motivate you and help you be the best that you can be. So whether it's your spouse, your companion, your mate, your buddy, your best friend, your partner in life, whoever it is, find someone to be there by your side to help you through those hard times, because there are going to be times where you want to give up. There's going to be times where you lose all hope, and you need this other person to uplift you and help you get through those tough times. Coming at number 3 is respect everyone. And what I love is he tells a story about how everyone from different parts of the area and different places all got together at this training, this SEAL training, and how they started with 150 something people, but it ends up being only 20 to 30 that actually complete the SEAL training. And he talks about this specific group that was they have a thing they have to do in a boat, where they have to row the boat against the current and get to a certain place, and they have a certain amount of time to do it in. And the smallest guys with the shortest arms and the shortest legs, who worked the hardest to get there, blew away everybody else's time. Even the tall guys that were all together, they didn't have the same amount of stamina and the same amount of capability to row together as the smaller guys did. And these guys were from all over the United States. They came from all different backgrounds and ethnicities. He said, it's just time for us to respect everyone. And I thought that was kind of cool. So number 1, start the day off with a task completed. Number 2, find someone to help you through life. Number 3, respect everyone, regardless of color, creed, nationality, religion, who they love, and none of that should matter. Number 4, life is not always fair. Just move forward. I love this one. He said one of the things they had you do was uniform inspection. And he says no matter what happened, they would come in and inspect your uniform. And no matter how hard you tried, there was always something wrong with your uniform. Always. A little scuff on your shoe or a minor scrape on your belt buckle. There was always something that they would find. They would never let you go without finding anything. If they found something, the punishment was at the beginning of the day that you had to go into the ocean, into the water. And then when you came out, you had to roll around on the sand and cover yourself with sand from head to toe. And for the rest of the day, you had to do all of your activities completely wet and covered with sand. Now, what's not fair is that they always would find something wrong. Even if there was nothing wrong, they would find something wrong. And even though it wasn't fair, the question was, were you going to quit or were you going to move forward? What were you going to do when someone faced you with that kind of adversity? And I think that that's a powerful, powerful message. Coming at number 5, he says, don't be afraid to fail often. This translates directly into Agile. You're going to fail. You're going to do things wrong. You're going to make mistakes, and it's okay. You're going to make mistakes in life, and that's okay too. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up. And I think that if you fight for what's right, and don't be afraid to face the consequences of failure, because trying and failing is better than not trying at all. I think that if you try and fail, it teaches you how to not do it so that you can continue to do it better. It was Dyson who built the vacuum cleaner hundreds of times, thousands of times even, before he got the working prototype. And I think that's just so important for us to remember that all good things come through trial and error, right? Number 6 was take risks. I love this one. He says, if you don't take a chance, you never know what's going to happen. There's so many people who don't take risks in life. They don't take chances with simple things or complex things, whether it's getting a new outfit or trying a different haircut or whatever it might be. People just are afraid to take small risks. He tells the story of a gentleman who went through the obstacle course, and there's one section where everyone hangs under a rope and goes hand over hand to get from one end to the other. And this guy went on top of the rope head first. And it seemed insane when he did it because it was super risky, but he broke the course time, and by half the time, several seconds. And it was just really interesting to see how he took that risk, knowing it was a calculated risk that if he failed, he could sustain injury that would put him out of the program, but knowing that he wanted to do it for the betterment of himself and the betterment of his group. I thought that was really, really interesting. Number 8 is step up when times are the toughest. Sometimes we get put in those positions where we say, it's not going to get any harder than this, or this is the worst it could possibly be. And those are the times where we want to just sit down and quit, or we want to just, step back and let somebody else take the reins. And those are the times where we need to step up, because every single time we step up, it makes us stronger so that our stamina and our strength can get better, so that we can handle even tougher trials down the road. Step up when times are the toughest. Number 7 is face down the bullies. This one was really interesting to me, and it hit home. I remember personally, through elementary school, junior high, and even part of high school, I wasn't exactly the cool kid always. I got bullied, I got picked on. I was different than a lot of other kids. And it took a long time for me to realize that it was going to continue and get worse until I faced down the bullies, until I found friends who stood with me to face down the bullies. And when we did, our lives changed forever. It was just such a great opportunity for us to bond together and to not let these things happen. Next, we have lift up the downtrodden. This is another one that I really admire. I always say that when we lose ourselves in the service of the least of us, that's when we find out who we really are. And I think that sometimes we don't take time to lift up those people who need it, just with small gestures, little things that we do to help them feel better, whether it's a simple smile or holding a door open or buying them a sandwich. I don't know. There are little things you can do to lift those people up and to give them the hope that they need. Hope is a powerful, powerful mechanism. And then finally, number 10, no matter what you do, never give up. Never give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your marriage. Don't give up on your family. Don't give up on your dreams. I think that too many people let their dreams go too easily. Too many people dismiss relationships. Too many people give up on things that, some of the things that are toughest in life that we work the hardest for, the things that we admire and respect the most. And it's too easy for us to give up. If you haven't watched this video, it quite possibly might be one of the best motivational speeches I've ever heard in my life. I'll drop a link down in the comments. But I hope that you will take these to heart, and I hope that you'll find something to do to leave the world better than when you came. Until next week, have a great weekend. Have an amazing weekend. Give those people you love an extra special hug. Make sure they know that you love them. Tell them that you love them. And make sure you do something to uplift others and make the world a better place. Until next week, do take care.